It was last Saturday in the text.
Wow. Hilarious fuck up. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I'm your host and substance referee, Zach Sapp Pearson, and today I'm joined by the official imitator of Crispin Freeman and also tall person who I hate because he's taller than me, Corey Troy VA.
What's up? How you doing?
He's not from Virginia. And of course, I'm joined by the pound-sized powerhouse, the one whose mouth and name needs no introduction, but we're going to do it anyway so she doesn't curse me out, Raven.
Hello, I'm only here to scrutinize and tear things apart.
As are we all. Alright, topic 1. Unionization, or lack thereof. Many entertainment industries, save for the acting side, have a hard time getting unions established by big-name corporations, privately or independently, which led to high turnover rates, low investment employment as well, from Disney to YouTube to be solved to fuck it. Hold on, sorry. Damn. Hold the fuck on. Which has led to high turnover rates, low investment and employment as well, from Disney to Ubisoft. Okay, that's what that typo is. To electronic arts. It doesn't matter who you are, on some level, unions are trying to be crushed or eradicated. For example, wrestlers, decided not being able to unionize, have to work over 200 days a year and almost completely incapable of collecting their own pension and retirement funds due to their bodies being destroyed and wrecked to the point of not making it to the age that is necessary to collect. What do you think should or must be done in order to change this terrible life-threatening and social condition, threatening their situation and other situations like that the world over, let alone America? Okay, Corey, you read topic 2 where I go fix all these typos. And also 3 and 4 and 5.
Okay. On and off for decades, the video game industry has had ties with the movie industry in either animated or live-action format. Do you think that there is a preset formula that would work best for video games?
Actually, hold on. Actually, hold on, Corey. You go fix topic 1 because you posted it and I can't fix that shit. And
I copied and pasted.
I know, but I can't fix it because you... Shut the fuck up. I wasn't saying that I didn't do it. I was saying...
You need to go back to
oh my fucking god. Okay, first and foremost, I did that shit like when I was half at work, sneaking and doing that one in the bathroom, as weird as that sounds. What I'm saying is, if you're going to let me finish, is that I can't fix that on the screen because Corey is the one who posted it. So he has to fix the typo on his end. I can't edit that, even as an admin. Raven, you read 3, 4, and 5. Also, fuck both y'all.
I'm not reading shit. Jesus.
Okay, first off, topic 2 and 3 are correct grammar. What's the issue?
Okay, what isn't the issue here? Alright.
You just don't know how fortunate you are to be one of my best friends. The things I wish I could say to you. I didn't say you had to grammatically fix it. I was just saying recite it, for the record. Raven?
You want me to recite something that as I'm reading it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It makes sense. The problem is that
To who? I didn't type that.
autocorrect fucked me in like a dumbass.
No,
I didn't actually...
You want me to magically autocorrect this shit in my head? I'm not a fucking Samsung machine.
Samsung... I'm not cutting
I
that
don't,
part
dude.
out.
I got nothing. Leave me alone.
No, that was just really fucking hilarious. Because it wasn't the fact that you couldn't think of shit. It was the fact that you specifically mentioned Samsung. For the record, no.
I'm really mad at Samsung right now.
That sounds like a fun story in and of itself. When I fuck up and don't check autocorrect, because my autocorrect is a bit special, or special ed, if you will, it doesn't just correct the shit and then show it to you. It'll leave it alone, or it'll show you what they think you said, but it goes through it multiple times. So if I press the center enter button, it could have changed the word that I don't even see in less than or just about half a second. So even though to me on my screen it looks right, shit'll come up fucked up when it gets uploaded, which is why I always edit half of my text when I drop them in the Discord. See, I don't actually do a lot of physical typing because 9 times out of 10, even though I don't multitask, which creates ADD, my hands are occupied or I'm trying to hold something like a microphone. So I kind of sort of have to. Okay, I'm going to read these. Corey, fix shit wherever you see possible. Same for you, Raven. Topic 2. On and off for decades, the video game industry has had ties with the movie industry in either animated or live action formats. Do you think that there was a preset formula that would work best for video games? Should they be live action or animated? Why or why not? I don't see what was so hard about that one. I don't know how you can do that, but do it if you can. Topic 3. It's more than a little bit obvious that all consoles are soon to become hybrids between portable and stationary. Thinking into the future, we'll just jump to the year, we'll say 2030. Do you guys believe... Oh my god, Corey edit shit. Do you guys believe... Where was I? You threw me off with your text messages. I'll just read it over. It's more than a little bit obvious that all consoles are soon to be hybrid. Stop typing, you're moving shit around. Ah, fuck it. Y'all got the gist of it. Consoles are going to be hybrid instead of stationary in the near future. Do you think that Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are instead going to start making hybrid PCs that can exclusively play their games? Or are they going to stick with consoles exclusively that play their games physical or digital, portable and stationary? Topic 4. Which Netflix series or even television series in general that has come out in the past, we'll say 5 to 10 years, do you think could translate well into the video game world? And you can't say Marvel or DC because it's too damn easy. Topic 5. Abandoned properties, not in the literal sense. Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo again, as well as any other extremely old publisher, has a plethora of characters, as well as properties that they are not utilizing or underutilizing. Which ones do you feel need to have a new game or the company should have increased their interest in by way of revival? Doesn't matter, no restrictions, as long as it's dormant and no one's done anything with it in a long time, you can mention it. Now, with that being said, before I go on to this shit, do you two have any questions that don't involve harassment?
No.
No.
Do you have any questions that involve harassment?
Of course.
Fuck you, go first.
Well, I don't know how, given that these are, Oh,
it was a joke. You're going last. Corey, go first.
We could read Matt's questions for answers for.
Yeah, but he gave the wrong damn answers to the wrong damn questions.
Did he?
You read him and tell me. You said he posted the wrong topic, so why would he give the correct answer? That would look really weird. I'm gonna go look now.
He did. He posted the right answers.
That is the weirdest shit, even for Matt.
I think it's because of the timeline.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, hey, Corey, go ahead and read Matt's questions, preferably in your cowboy voice that girls think are sexy.
Preferably. Okay. At this point, perhaps an especially wealthy individual, this is topic 1, by the way. At this point, perhaps an especially wealthy individual or group of individuals in the entertainment industry can bite the bullet, so to speak, and use the money and fame they've accumulated to get the ball rolling on setting up a proper union for their colleagues and bring a great deal of more attention on this issue, to the world at large. I am unsure if this is a good suggestion or not, but my unfamiliarity in unions are formed is not exactly helping. I also realize that this may not be enough for those working in the video game industry, as there are not many, especially wealthy individuals among the workers who need unions the most. It's all I got, though.
Oh man, that's actually pretty profound. Hey, don't forget to do Lady Killer Cowboy voice.
Lady. Topic 2. It depends on the game, really. Something like, say, Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter, or Fallout would be much better in a live-action form, with the use of CG special effects than they would be animated. Games like Bastion, Super Robot Wars, or the Tales series, though, I think they'd better be in an animated format, seeing how they make no effort to look especially realistic. Basically, if the game is going to go for a realistic look, the live-action route can work out for it. If it's going to be especially unrealistic, highly stylized look, then go with animation.
Never get tired of that voice.
Topic 3. I think by the time 2030 rolls around, consoles are likely going to be a few steps removed from smartphones. Except they'll still have controllers. The only thing that will make them different is sorts of games come out on which console. Something I honestly don't think will ever change. Topic 4. I think it'd be nice to see a game made from that Castlevania Netflix series, wink face. Or there's also that Neo Yokio show which is the epitome of true art, smug face. Oh wait, one of these is getting something in that nature in Bloodstained Patrol tonight? What's up with all the emojis? Alright, kidding aside, because no one wants a Neo Yokio game, maybe we could get a game for Carmen Sandiego? The most recent incarnation of her is quite compelling, actually. In a thief takes down international crime syndicate kind of way. Topic 5. Okay, I have a simple list for you. Suikoden, Skies of Arcadia.
Yes!
But I realize only one of these will ever even have the slight chance of actually seeing some sort of return, since Breath of Fire saw its death in mobile game form with Breath of Fire 6, while Suikoden was basically killed off by Konami. On that note, fuck Konami.
Don't lie, Raven. That voice is sexy. God damn it, Raven. Did you pass out from the sexiness of his voice?
No, I didn't know what you were telling me.
I'm telling you, he has a baller cowboy voice.
It's okay.
Don't lie. You know that voice is sexy.
Okay.
I was referring to Raven. She can't hide how sexy that voice is.
I don't know how I feel about southern accents in general, given that my aunt is from Tennessee. I can imitate one very well, but...
Bullshit! I call bullshit. Let's hear it. Your southerner versus Corey's southerner. I want to hear that.
Oh, mine is just full-on abrasive.
I'm going to type a sentence in, and both of you are going to say it. Corey goes first. We'll see whose shit just comes out cooler.
Is it in texting page or general?
You know, that's actually kind of funny you should ask. It's texting page. Or I guess ironic would be better. We should not be doing this in the middle of a podcast, but fuck it, it's going to be funny.
I feel like this is what a podcast is. It's just fucking around.
Okay, Corey, you go first. Raven, get ready.
I reckon that boy is as short as that there bowling ball.
I'm glad you caught that. That typo was on purpose.
That's horrible, my god. Not his accent, just the fucking What the fuck?
You just
What even is the sentence supposed to be?
No, that is a sentence. It's an old country colloquialism. Calling someone as sharp as a bowling ball is saying they're a fucking idiot.
Oh, okay. Okay, you did edit it, thank God. I reckon that boy is as sharp as that there bowling ball.
Okay, she's got more of a southern mom feel. Okay. Well, Corey, I give you an A plus. Raven, I give you an A minus. You both can hold it down. I give you that.
I haven't had to do one in a while. I mean, I can do the rest of the podcast in a horrible southern accent if you want.
I mean, if it sounds funny, that would be cool. But also, we've gotten way distracted with this epic country sounding tournament. So let me see. All right, Corey, go ahead and finish up your questions, and then after that, we'll discuss Raven and her country-ishness.
I imagine like wrestlers make a lot of money, so I'm sure they're able to like support them.
No, they're not.
They're not. Oh, like the WWE, or are you talking like smaller?
I'm talking about the big boys once they retire.
Oh, they don't make enough.
John Cena and The Rock are not commonalities. They're rare exceptions.
True. Yeah, I mean, they should make a union.
You're cutting off.
Yeah, I know, because I'm thinking, I'm just pressing the button, trying to get a thought.
Be gone. What the fuck?
I mean, they should be able to. They work over 200 days a year. There should be some form of union. There have health insurance of some kind for these guys that are fucking destroying themselves. Yeah, someone should make like a union. I don't know, like make a petition amongst the wrestling community, perhaps, and maybe try to get a union started.
I understand. Technically, we weren't talking about any one specific union, but hey, if your heart, aches for those, that's perfectly okay. We don't really do biases on this thing. Unless you love Justin Bieber or Kardashians, then we're going to have a fucking problem. And I remember the first time somebody actually tried to joke and say that they love Bieber and Kardashians. Man, his ass got lit up in the text messages. It was funny.
Did you throw him in a fire?
No, because unfortunately, everyone would know I did it. However, even though he claimed he was joking, I think his feelings got so hurt that he didn't show up to a podcast for a full 3 weeks. But to be fair, everyone told him don't make jokes like that. It's weird. All the things we can do and say on this podcast that I give you guys restrictions for usually involve murdering declarations or assault declarations. You do that shit, even if you don't mean it, it can easily be misinterpreted, which is why I say don't do it on the fucking podcast. But the fact that this dude said how much he quote-unquote claims he loves Justin Bieber and the Kardashians, then he put a fucking Bieber song in everybody's inbox. Man, he was asking for that ass whooping.
How long ago was this?
Oh, this was like 2 years ago. This is year one shit. His feelings got so salty that he might as well have turned into a fucking desert. Yeah, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead and continue.
You're good. Yeah, no, I agree with Matt. I think it depends. Anime-looking games, things like that, I think tend to be better animated. The Dragon Quest, there's gonna be a Dragon Quest movie. It's called Dragon Quest: Your Story. It's based on Dragon Quest V. It's this big CG movie. I think it would be better off being that way because I can't imagine Dragon Quest if it was like live action. I think the slimes would look okay, but everything would just look a little off to me, I think. I think like things like Devil May Cry can look really cool live action. Just get a good director for it. Yeah, I think that's the that's the real big thing. Is if it's going to be like anime or is it like going for a realistic look or the things that can decide that factor.
Okay, the question is, which one do you think would translate better in general?
Samurai Showdown. I think the actual official release date
Animation.
was announced, and it was apparently an arcade. It does lead to some
We don't see a lot of live
damage,
action stuff for video games, and animation works so much.
A little bit of what she looks like.
Yeah, so I agree. Animation.
I hope that like Showdown trailer. Hopefully, this is probably part of the story mode at some point. It does get like story.
You gonna go into the next topic?
Yeah, I am. I'm just reading it again. I think I don't think the next generation is going to be portable. It's all for the PS5 looks like. I don't think it's going to be. I think everything will be on like smartphones or something. I think PCs and smartphones will probably be the way of the future. I think Nintendo will start looking into like doing their health thing that they've been working on for a little bit now. And but I think like everything will be smartphones, like cloud streaming and stuff. Like it'll go on like TVs. For topic 4.
There are several new characters, yeah. Oh my god, okay.
He's saying a television series that would translate well into a video game.
That's a very KOM looking character there.
Right. I don't watch a lot of Netflix or a lot of television. Maybe like a cop drama would transition to a video game.
The most boring and generic genre in all of American history. Oh, that just warms my heart right there. I'm not being sarcastic. Well, okay. Well, I guess that's an interesting answer for topic 5. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Shit, I was about to start up. No, you on topic 4. My bad.
I don't know. I mean, The Rookie. Maybe no, that's boring as shit. That'd be like a visual novel. Damn, I don't know.
Really bad. I think it's nice that we're seeing, little.
I can't think of anything really. I don't watch a lot of television, so I can't give you a great answer.
Maybe we're gonna get a chance to play as a bit of a Moody 3. I do hope that SNK is going to be there because not every fighting game company is going to be there. And hopefully, there's an opportunity to capture some.
I agree with Matt on Suikoden, Breath of Fire. I agree with all his answers. I think those are all like probably the best choices. I couldn't come up with anything really that needs to be revived. Yeah, no, I think those are perfect answers. That's my answer.
Okay, well, given Raven Sharpness, I'm sure she wants to go last. All right, it's my turn. As far as the unionization or lack thereof, it's a very, very simple thing that needs to happen. First and foremost, again, this is going to sound fucked up, but please don't take it out of context. Whoever's listening to this, the 3 of you that do. The main reason I think that a lot of these video game people can't join a union or create one is because these $1 billion and $100 million companies, even the ones that don't do tax evasion, they all know that they can go and hop their ass over into the Far East lands, aka the China, the Hong Kong, Taiwan area, and they can get commissioned stuff from a resource and render farms and animation farms to get cheap labor done. So they would have to get them on their side, first and foremost. But the big question is just how to do that. Because to my knowledge, besides the fact that a union is thought of as something despicable by big name corporations, even though it's really not, the biggest issue and hurdle they're going to get over is the fact that they have to make it so that they don't become replaceable. So the only way I can think of besides, getting the Far East on your side with the work organized walkout and protest is if they specifically choose to abandon the project when it nears its release date. Rush release dates really only happen because of investors. It's not because, oh shit, we need to sell this right now and we won't be able to pay for the game. It's literally because investors want indefinite growth. And you can quote me on that. Which, if you know anything, it's not fucking possible. It's not realistic. Nothing grows infinitely. It just doesn't. I don't need Jimquisition and, secret conversations people tell him and send him emails and screenshot of to verify this. I know for a fact based on how they do their business. I don't think anybody in here can't name a game that came out recently where within the first 72 hours it didn't need a giant patch that, was either a quarter or more the size of the game. Especially when they come from companies such as, but not limited to, Ubisoft, Electronic Arts, and of course Capcom. Now, not to specifically say that I think these companies are scumbags. Well, I mean, maybe two of them out of that little group. But they've become comfortable with trying to abuse the internet, even though they know all their customers don't have it. I genuinely feel for people who buy a game, doesn't matter if it's online or physical, but then they just can't gain or use the internet afterwards for whatever reason, and an update comes out that fixes major errors that should have even shipped. Those are the only two ways I can think about. And I spent almost 3 days doing research on that question alone. And I hate to say it, but I don't think it's realistic for them to get a union unless a lot of them start to go independent. For the simple fact that they pretty much made almost everyone under their employ expendable. Sad to say, really. Now, as far as topic 2, I say live action, but I say live action specifically for one reason. Live action will always have, or no, they're about even. But live action can always simulate better realistic looking computer generated graphics than it can do in animation. That is not to say animation doesn't have good CG. In fact, I'll be the last person to tell you something of that nature. What I'm telling you is it's more visually appealing to us as human beings to see a computer generated explosion in a realistic setting than it will be in a cartoon setting. As cool as giant energy blasts are in cartoon movies or in Dragon Ball, we all know that they got boring by the time we turned 10. So realistically, you're watching the fight, not so much the energy blast. The energy blast is just a go-between between punching and kick animations. Case in point, no matter how you may feel about the most recent Dragon Ball Super arc or the final part, the Tournament of Power, almost all the fighting in that entire little arc, which was about, I think, 20 to 25 episodes, yeah, it was almost entirely physical attacks. It wasn't energy blasts. But you didn't realize that because your brain is trained to have an interest in what you're looking at, whether there's a piece of it that you find boring or not. Nobody remembers the exact punch or kick sequence that Jackie Chan will do in the fight sequence. But everybody remembers that time they first saw Jackie Chan beat someone's ass with an inanimate object that was just laying around in the room. Do not give that man a chair. So I feel like live action, just because it can provide better visual aids when it comes to computer generation and 3D animation, which is ironic because we're comparing, 2D to 2D animation to real life. Now, as far as topic 3, I'm a little torn because it looks like everyone goes, the way I look at these game companies, or at least the console makers, they do two things very, very meticulously. They all do one base element that they share, but then after that, they trickle and deviate away from it. in different directions. Except in Microsoft and Sony, they just literally look like they're trying to do the exact same thing the other one does. Until Nintendo does something, and then they're like, okay, well, let's do this little thing Nintendo did. Then we're going to go back to trying to outdo each other by doing the exact same thing, but in a more efficient or better way than the other. Now, I know that's a sweeping generalization, but do I really have enough time to sit up here and go through every single generation that those two companies have butted heads? Fuck no. That's over a 10-year history at this point. So, I think right now the thing is hybridization. There will be some way to possibly play the PS5 on a computer through the internet, or the PS5 will be portable, much like the Switch. Microsoft, I don't really know what they're going to fucking do. I think that they may not make a portable system, and instead, based on how friendly they're getting with Nintendo to a disturbing level, if you're looking at any of the recent postings, I think that they may just use the Nintendo Switch as the portable version of their system for their select group of games, and everything else will only be on the stationary version. Anything's possible. I normally don't say, or rather I normally don't believe that. But in this case, I think it may be because Nintendo and Microsoft, they're genuinely, I think, kind of sort of friends with each other, as weird as that may sound.
I see it.
Okay. Now, for me, I think that I want to get two for the two shows that for shows that could possibly translate well into video game world. First and foremost, Umbrella Academy. Holy fucking shit! This thing skipped movies, went from a comic book to a television series. Now that's not uncommon, but for it to be at that level and that quality, holy fucking shit! So the way I'm thinking about it is, they have time manipulation. They move through time, which is a rarity in video games. Basically, if it's not The Legend of Zelda, time warping and time moving is limited to speeding up or slowing down time, or aging or de-aging an object. It's never truly a natural occurrence or ability within a video game, except for rare occasions. Like that game I can't remember that Microsoft made like 2 or 3 years ago. They had the dude to play Littlefinger in there playing a villain. But
Quantum Break.
Yes, Quantum Break. But before that, everyone knows if it wasn't the Prince of Persia, time manipulation basically only referred to aging or de-aging an item. But besides that, they could hit the bells and whistles of a beat 'em up. They could do on and offline co-op. Not to mention, you're literally playing an entire superhero team, and you can do it with your friends. If you really start to think about it, we don't really have any games where you can do that. We have games where you can play a superhero. We have games where you can pick multiple superheroes, but you control one of them at a time, and you might get an AI partner. But imagine you and all your homies saving a day, sitting on a couch together. I can't really call out too many games that let you do that while you're in a superhero organization. Fuck. Damn. I really can't. I was speaking hyperbolically, but I don't think I fucking can. Or if I can, they didn't come out in the past 20 years. Anyways, and the second one, this may rub people the wrong way, or, you may interpret it the wrong way, but I don't know what you guys know about Stephen King, other than being the king of horror, the living king of horror. But he has a television show on Hulu. That name escapes me, but I'll give you the basic premise of it. There's a guy named Henry Deaver. He accidentally slipped and fell into an alternate Earth dimension. And he's in the exact same place he was. It's still Earth. Everything's the same. However, reality doesn't want him to be there. So it basically warps the perception of people around him and animals to the point where they either try to kill people, kill themselves, or they lose their own fucking mind, even though he's not physically causing it on purpose. He was trying to cure Alzheimer's disease in his own dimension, but when he switched over, people started trying to kill themselves, birds started falling out of the sky, reality doesn't want to be around him. Or either he has some effect where he's literally killing reality. It's never explained, but it's not supposed to be. That's what makes it fucking scary. But imagine you're playing the other Henry Deaver, who's his lawyer who represents him because he's in jail with no reason being given. And you just realize, or you just go through like a horror, psychological horror game. You know, you don't get a gun, you get knives, weapons, you know how to fight a little bit. And quite literally, fucking, you just have to figure out how to get this dude back to his own dimension. Who do you want to have help you? Who do you think has a strong resistance to this mental insanity he causes? Who do you think is immune to, you know, possibly being able to mass murder and shit like that? I think that would be the next evolution of horror games. Instead of, oh, here's a big threat that's chasing you. Oh, here's a threat that you need to help leave the fucking dimension. And your allies may become your enemies. Doesn't that just sound cool as fuck to y'all?
Does.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the name of the show. In fact, you two stall and talk about country shit. I'm going to go look it up because I think you two should watch this show.
I don't know anything about the country.
Me neither. I only occasionally do the accent, and the one I gave you is definitely not my best, because that's just not people from Tennessee.
Well, we're going to hear it later. Castle Rock. The name of the show is Castle Rock.
That premise sounded familiar. The guy defending himself with the lawyer half.
That's Castle Rock.
Yeah.
And there's a link to the trailer. Watch it when you can. Alright. So, let's bring this shit home. Can I say, I don't know if this counts or not, but I'll just give 2 extra. Motherfucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. Like,
well, technically they've had a bunch of games.
No, I know.
Already done, dude.
No, I know, but here's the thing. They're not consistent, and they're almost never made by the same people. Not to mention their last game, or at least game that wasn't Nickelodeon based, and if I remember correctly, they haven't really even made a lot of Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Turtle video games. What's up?
The Platinum Games Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I think that was the last one. But before that, there was maybe 3 games in a 10-year time span. But nah, that doesn't count. Not that genuinely.
Maybe if you gave like a studio to go along with it, like one you think that could prove it justice.
Platinum Games, if they had enough time and money.
I thought of like Lethal Weapon. I thought like Lethal Weapon could be done in the style of like A Way Out, because there is a TV show now, Lethal Weapon.
It
I was
can.
like, oh, if they did like a cool like co-op version.
And yet you didn't say it when it was your turn, because that would have been fucking cool.
I'm sorry, I didn't mention it.
Yeah, I actually am too. That sounds really fucking cool, especially when there's no Mel Gibson involved. Okay, well, let me try another one. All right, so I can't say Skies of Arcadia because oh my god, that shit totally fucking happened. They were already started on it, but Sega's president at the time said, "You know what? Fuck it. I don't care how successful this game was. Fuck it. We won't make it right now." But
they were gonna make another one.
Yeah, they had already started doing concept designs. It was gonna be on the Wii.
Oh, I think I heard about that. That was like forever ago now.
2011. Okay, so technically it counts as dormant. Ninja Gaiden. Specifically Ninja Gaiden, not the characters from Ninja Gaiden, the actual game franchise Ninja Gaiden. It was the only true competitor to Devil May Cry back in the day. But its biggest problem, or the reason it has such a very small fan base, was due to its insane level of punishment for fuck-ups in the game and its difficulty. It wasn't just the difficulty of the game, it was the level of punishment for mistakes. Who do you know doesn't want to play a badass motherfucking ninja in the middle of a video game that can do air combos and teleport on that ass in the middle of a combo in the ground or in the air? Dude beats up jets with a sword. In fact, yeah, he actually beats up jets with a sword.
Ninja Gaiden 2?
And 3. So, I want to see that come back just because ain't no more gangster-ass ninjas in the world of video games anymore. Naruto don't fucking count because that bitch always in orange. Also, he's an anime character. He's not a video game character. He's an anime character who's been in video games. Big difference. Also, fucking 2 OP. Anyways, alright, so other than Ninja Gaiden, well, technically it's not dormant anymore, so I can't say Metroid, but at the same time, they never really do that shit justice. Star Fox, which I promise you is now dormant because of their giant fuck-ups. First and foremost, y'all may not realize it, but Star Fox is the only game in Nintendo's history that has had more remakes than sequels. Did y'all know that?
No.
It's fucking crazy. They remade Star Fox 64, I believe, 4 times now, or 3 times now. And when they made that new game, Star Fox Zero, oh, that's not a prequel. It's Star Fox 64 being retold with terrible controls.
The only one I have is the one for Super Nintendo.
You should get Star Fox 64.
I'm good.
What about the 3DS one?
That's also Star Fox 64.
Oh, I mean, like, instead of, like, does that one hold up better than the N64 one in terms of, like, controls or anything?
Oh, no, the problem with Star Fox Zero. Star Fox Zero has terrible controls. They implemented it on purpose, and they didn't give you a way around them on purpose. The 3DS version, oh yeah, it's plenty fucking good, but like I said, it's Star Fox 64 all over again. I'm not being hyperbolic, I'm being literal. They remade that game over again on the 3DS. Then they put it, another remake, on the Wii U. It's fucking crazy. And obviously it's dormant, given the fact that that game came out in 2016. So if it's been more than 24 months and we haven't heard shit, I automatically assume it's dormant. That's how it is in the video game world. They love sequels so they can tease you with them a lot quicker than they can a brand new shit. And another one, I'm glad nobody said this. Who here remembers God Hand?
The fucking song just started playing.
Dragon kick head. Your ass into the Milky Way. Okay, well, I guess Raven doesn't. What about Beautiful Joe? That ring a bell, Raven?
Clover Studios. All their great games that didn't do well.
VJ for life. So, yeah, I want those games. God Hand, Beautiful Joe, I can't say Skies of Arcadia, and, of course, an actual, genuine Star Fox game. And then here come fucking Ubisoft being coaxed by Nintendo to put him in the game. Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at that. That game looks fun as fuck. But I'm not paying $500 to get all of the fucking weaponry. $500 for physical toy weapons. Oh, and they're still adding more Star Fox shit, which, you gotta pay for. I don't know how Nintendo views... I don't know how Nintendo views DLC and microtransaction. They claim there should be a limit or you should only do it within reason. But then they do side shit. Pokemon Go. I don't play it. Well, Let's Go series. I haven't touched a Pokemon game in 12 years. Maybe more. But listen. If you want to catch all the Pokemon like they tell you do and make you guys turn into a crack addict over in Pokemon Let's Go, you have to get Mew. And as we all know, Mew has only been a giveaway monster in the original Pokemon and in the card game. He didn't come in any packs initially, and in future releases he was a giveaway in various forms. They're continuing that trend. You have to buy that artificial $50 little mini Pokeball to get Mew. That Pokeball is $49.99.
$50 paywall to get Mew. It's fucking stupid.
A children's game, which it didn't even have to be, to get new players into Pokemon, which they didn't have to do because every fucking game gets new people in Pokemon because it's a very entry-level video game. And they want to add $50 on top of your $60 purchase. Did I mention that, the Pokeball sales and production does not sync up with the actual game? I don't know, Y'all know I've done stuff with it for Nintendo, but I'm not an employee. But I have mixed feelings. I'm allowed to critique that company, but also at the same time, sometimes I feel like I'm being disrespected as a fucking, I guess client would be the best term for me. A damn show ain't gonna buy their online subscription ever again. Let me not say ever. Let me just say unless they actually do a major fucking rehaul and renovation. There's not even a real user interface for that thing. You literally just see a wall of video game cover art. It's a mess, to say the least. Plus, I got Dragon Ball on my PlayStation 4 and I got it on my PC. So do I really need to play online on the Switch? Alright. With that being said, alright, let's get this country off. I'm going to type 3 sentences, and I'm going to grade each of you on them for no other reason than the fact that I can. Corey, you will be going first at all times. Oh, wait. Shit. Oh, yeah. Sorry, we got to do Raven. My bad.
Oh, wow, you remembered.
Oh, yeah, I just couldn't see you from there.
Okay, well, I'm taking the push to talk off. Okay. Okay, topic 1, unionization. With any industry where you have a bunch of people that are easily exploited, and this could range from people in the entertainment industry, when you brought up like wrestlers, these people probably pay for their own healthcare out of their pocket. What they do is they understand what they're doing. They know the liability. They know what kind of damage that they can incur. And the reality is that trying to unionize in that particular area, anything that has to do with entertainment, they're not going to get it. They will always find other people that are willing to be like, no, I can do this twice as good, and you don't have to respect me being in a union. They want to. Good thing about a union, you make sure that you're not disposable. Unfortunately, more often than not, being disposable, that's the idea that people hire on that premise. They're like, no, we want you to know that we can get rid of you at any point in time. It puts us in the position of power. So, even if you have either an employee that will offer you insurance, there are numerous jobs that do not offer any kind of health coverage, insurance, any kind of, should something go wrong, there's no backup plan. It's, you're on your own, you're fucked. If you can't work, too bad. You knew about that from the beginning. The moment you sign that paper, it's to that company, it's go fuck yourself. But when you do make an astronomical amount of money, you can't afford the best insurance out of pocket. And when it comes to the entertainment industry, granted, they do work a lot, but it's not like they're not being compensated. So ideally, when it comes to, say, we're talking about people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Now, for that kind of money, I would work over 200 fucking days a year, too. You know why? Because I've worked over 200 fucking days a year, and I was making less than minimum wage because it was a serving job. And these are jobs where I've worked, overtime, and it's not like I'm making, if I'm lucky, maybe my overtime and my take home for 2 weeks might cap it around like $2,000. Maybe. And you know what? That went toward paying rent. And they're like, oh, well, the ideal amount of money to pay rent. What do they say? It's like 25% of your paycheck or 30%. That's fucking hilarious. More often than not, it is like 75%.
It's
easy.
It's a quarter of what you made in a 30-day time span, not per se.
And it's fucking laughable. They're like, well, that's what your rent should be. It's like, motherfucker, do you understand what minimum wage is and what making just a smidge over that really accumulates to? And then you have taxes, all this other shit. So, the good thing about unions is that should you injure yourself, if you are sick, all these lovely little things, they can't just fire you on the premise of we can, we will, and fuck you if you don't show up with pneumonia. And even if you do come in with a doctor's note, we're still gonna write you up for it. So that's the reality of what it's like to work without being in a union. But yes, you are absolutely right that any industry, the majority of them, they look down on unions because it gives the people the power. Now, next one. Topic 2. Video games. Okay, types of movies. Live actions notoriously fail because they are fucking cringe-worthy to see. It pains me. It's embarrassing. Things that work well in an animation very seldom, if ever, translate well to live action. I mean, fucking, if you can't name more than 5, you know what I mean? And then you look at all the attempts across the board, then you're going to realize that, now, if it's feasible to make a live action that does translate well, is cool. I mean, we're talking, you got to have fucking HBO money. You have to have one hell of a budget to really fucking pull it off. You have to have the right actors. You need people familiar with the source material, no matter what it is. And say something like Guilty Gear. That is a live action. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it would do well. I'm already iffy with the whole Cowboy Bebop thing. I'm like, everyone's really pumped and excited. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if it's gonna be well. I don't know how I feel about it. Say it's Guilty Gear. Like, I think X2, they had like a teaser trailer of like an animation scene. I was like, fuck, why isn't, an animation? That'd be fucking cool. That I would love to see, like, as a series, because I love the games, other than, like, when they hit Asuka and just fucking, I don't know what Daisuke was thinking. I fucking hate Dizzy and the whole premise of, I had this baby with fucking Mr. Crusader Kai, and it's like, you know what, you leave that Catholic boy alone. Let him be defiled by somebody else, not this fucking non-human 3-year-old that looks like a fucking 20-year-old. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it. I just never... If she could just, like, fuck off out of the picture, because I like, what happened with their whole, the child. He's a riot and a half. He's great. But all of that aside, if you were to say, well, if we did Guilty Gear in a live action or an animation, I'm going to pick the animation. You are not going to achieve, and you're not going to be able to captivate your audience nearly as well if you try it with, say, like a live action. But you're not wrong that when a live action is done well and you don't have the expectation of, say, what the source material is, like if it's from a comic or, like Bleach. Great animated for the fight scenes. Fucking awesome. Love it. Like, that was, like, the best part of watching the animation of Bleach. It was to see the fight scenes, like, really, put out there. Bleach is a live action? Gonna pick the animation. Alright, next one. Topic 3. I'm waiting on fucking TVs themselves to be, like the new TVs they have, like the super flat ones that roll out? Those are
oh my god, I can't wait till those are cheap.
Dude, right? Okay, if Sony, Microsoft, what the fuck ever, now if you just paste that motherfucker onto your wall and you have, whatever, if it's in a controller, because we were talking about, like, weird controllers, last week or whatever, or last podcast, like if that was the memory bank or whatever, I mean, everything is going to be digitalized. We already know that. It's already going the way of that. Now, if that fucking TV, and say you bring the equivalent of a smartphone, maybe it is your phone and a controller, whatever the fuck have you, and that becomes like the new gaming platform, that shit would be fucking cool. Do you know how many people would, like, roll the TV off their living room screen or the wall, and they would just paste that shit Like, they would, like, mount it in the bathroom. You would never... Who the hell doesn't want to play video games in the bathroom? You're going to be there a goddamn hour.
Me. I don't want to play video games while I'm taking a shit.
Okay, if you are going to sit there on your fucking phone and take a shit, there are people that want to play video games while they take a shit.
Well, then I guess I'm good, because I don't want to be on my phone while I'm taking a shit.
There are plenty of people who do, though. I'm telling you, it is a massive market.
I am not trying to think about that.
Okay, so now that would be fucking cool. You just roll up the screen and take it wherever the fuck you want. That would be cool. I would love to see that kind of a hybrid. We've already seen the potential for cross-platform compatibility. I would love to see more of that. Sony tends to be, I don't know, they're kind of a cunty batch with...
Damn.
Like, no, even like with Fortnite, something as stupid as that fucking game. Like, no, only our Sony Fortnite players, we will segregate them. Like, motherfucker, why? Join the rest of the world. You are not super fucking special. You are only hurting yourself. Now, okay, topic 4. I got 2 for this one. One of them is Mindhunter. Because who the fuck does not love serial killers? Again, giant fucking market. That'd be a cool ass video game. You get into I don't know if you've ever seen Mindhunter. Great fucking show. As a video game, that would be some cool shit. That would, like, my sister would buy it, that would, cross over into a lot of age ranges. Just because of the content itself dealing with, reality-based, atrocities, and people love to look at the dumpster fire and play with it. The other one... Oh, Stranger Things, because the premise of that world build in itself, really fucking cool. You could do...
It already has a game.
What?
There's a game for it.
Oh, is there? Fuck. I don't pay attention.
It's not what you think, though. It's probably not what you're thinking.
No, now, I mean, ideally, given what that world is, now, if you could do a fucking, like, not, okay, we can do this for kids. No, I want a horror game, like a full-on fucking horror game for it. That would be great. Topic 5, you were talking about old games, and I was thinking back to Sega Genesis, and games that, like, even when you buy, like, these new Sega packages, and like, oh, cool, here's your little nostalgia pack, you can play all the old games on your PlayStation. I'm like, half the fucking games I want aren't even on here. I'm like, you have a whole bunch of other shit I do not fucking care for. So one of the older games that I still fucking love, and the only way to play it is, the original fucking cartridge. The game is called James Pond. Not Bond, Pond. I don't know, you're a fucking weird investigator fish.
Oh my god, I remember that game. What the fuck? You should not say that.
I love that game. I still have it and it works. I love it. So, I mean, when I think of, like, old games for Sega Genesis, I mean, short of ordering the originals and making sure that I have, the original console and all that works, there's, oh my god, I'm sure I have a long list. Unfortunately, on top of my head, I can't, think of them very well. But, I mean, I would love to, I don't know. I mean, fuck it. I would love to just buy that shit on the PlayStation. That would be fun. I don't care if it looked like the original. I would still fucking play it. There are other games. I know, like Vector Man. You can play that on, like, the Genesis, nostalgia batch. Vector Man 1 and 2. That was a cool fucking game. I mean, it wasn't easy. Shit. God, what other ones? I mean, you guys clearly grew up with, like, Nintendos and shit. I had friends that had Nintendos.
Sega boy till
I had a Sega Genesis. I don't know. I will always have a love for old Sega games. And I think that it's the games that you don't see very often anymore. Or ones that are forgotten. I'm sure I'll think of fucking 20 later.
Shinobi?
There you go. Well, I mean, haven't they fucking made, like, remakes of that?
Like, the 3DS had one.
Yeah. But, I mean, there are just so many games. Like, okay, for one, like, Sega Game Gear. That shit was fucking ahead of its time. Like a motherfucker. And even now, like, if you could give me, like, a Sega Game Gear and, like, load in all that shit, they're like, well, now you can buy the little mini pack. Like, now they're going to sell, you know, like, as they're doing, like, remaking the PlayStation 1 with all these games. And I'm like, motherfucker, you don't actually have the games I want.
Yeah, they tried to bullshit it. What they did was they only wanted to put in games that they made, but all bullshit aside, Sony didn't really get that big off of games they themselves made.
No. I'm gonna turn off my, I don't know how... Life is hard. I can't figure out how things work.
You can keep it on if you want to. We're almost done.
Well, no, I'm gonna go smoke.
That being said, this has been another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I'm probably going to cut out the country reckoning part. I will see you guys when I see you guys.
Okay, bye!
Oh my god, these country accents. I fucking love that shit. I don't know why, but I do.
Fuck it, my husband hates it when I do that.